victory today. Proud of the guys. They played hard, good effort. And Indiana's a good football team as well. We knew that coming in, and they played extremely hard too. So it's just a good football game, a little bit unusual football game, different than we're used to being in, and especially in that first half. But weathered the storm. Guys did a lot of good things. The biggest thing is they finished up with a victory. So we're happy about that, and we'll move on tomorrow.
Coach, on the 4th and 1 at the end of the first half, they called a timeout right as you were snapping the ball. It looked like you were going left side, and then you ran it to the right side. Did you change the play there?
We did, yeah.
You did?
Yeah, just because, they got to look at it.
Okay.
It's good timing on their part, so we just decided to change it.
Well, you went behind your converted center. You seemed to get a pretty good block on this guy.
That's one of the good stories of today for sure. We talk about next man in all the time, and just said on the radio last Friday night, I was standing at a high school game with Tommy, and he could run for office down at Darlington.
Yeah.
Everybody loves him there. Tremendous young guy, and his character really showed up today. He's been practicing well, and Jordan came out early, and so we just shifted Austin out and put Tommy in there, and he did a really nice job.
Momentum-wise, do you think that really gave you a lift going into halftime in the second half, scoring a touchdown there?
Yeah, just the way the game was going. They had hit 3 really big plays on us in that first half, so it looked like we were going to need points, and didn't affect field position at the end of the half, but. And we got faith in our guys who want to play aggressively at that point.
And then where's that play come from? Does that come from upstairs to switch the sides? Or
yeah, all the coaches are in communication on that. And again, they saw the play, so we just felt like it was best to change it.
Was there a plan at quarterback for the whole game, or was it just kind of
Yeah, I just told Gary. I said we had a couple of plans, and one of the scenarios we forgot to cover was what unfolded today. It was just a wild game, a weird game. So you play things by feel, and nothing's really changed. We like both guys.
For the first half, it kind of looked like a basketball.
Yeah, basketball or arena ball. I couldn't make up my mind. We're the birthplace of arena football. It was probably appropriate today. So I'm not fond of scoring contests, that's for sure. But boy, it looked like it had the chance to be one.
Jake, for a guy who hadn't played for quite a while, looked pretty sharp out there. Did that surprise you how sharp he was, or no?
No, he's been practicing well, and so we thought he'd play well, and we thought CJ would play well also.
Coach, to see this team finally get off to such a great start, how did that all come together, and how nice was that to see?
Oh, we made some big plays, which is obviously helpful, and not just offensively, but Desmond coming up with that pick 6, got a good jump on that ball, and then finished it. So just next thing you know, there's a spark or two, and good to go, and we didn't quite finish the way we wanted to at the end of the game. Guys played hard, so it was good to get off to a fast start. We haven't done that in a while for sure.
Looking at the big picture, you called one timeout when you had 10 men on the field, one when you had 12 on the field, and 2 onside kicks. I mean, obviously there's things to work on. How disappointed were you with that stuff?
There's going to be a ton of things to talk about tomorrow, and the ones you pointed out. I burned 2 timeouts for really dumb things, and those are things that are going to cost you games at some point. The onside kick, I'll share this with you. They did one last week too, so we might have talked about it, covered it a couple times this week, and you'd never know it watching us play. So that's just bad coaching on our part. And, I'm reminded of Bill Parcells as a young coach. I think it was at Hastings College. Head coach, I covered that 43 times with the guy this week, and the head coach told him, "You better do it 44." So that's kind of what that looked like a little bit. We're going to have to get some of that stuff corrected.
Jonathan Parker's been a big play guy, even without the ball. Like at Purdue, you didn't give it to him any of the 3 times, and it affected the play. To give it to him on that jet sweep, not only the way he performed, but also your blocking. I think Jacob Hillier and Jake Doozy really did a good job of setting the edge.
Yeah, I read I think I mentioned this, where did I mention it? Talk show? I don't know. I mentioned it sometime after the press conference. There was a headline I saw somewhere that suggested, we hadn't lost faith or are getting faith back in him. Just, for the record, he had 2 tough plays in that Ball State game. I don't think anybody was ever down on Jonathan, only because, and I really want to make sure I clarify this, he really practiced well last December when we were getting ready for the bowl. That's when we really saw him start to come. And I thought he really had a good spring, good camp, So, when you got a young guy out there, a guy who hasn't played, he's going to go through some tough times. Two like that, probably not desirable, but it's it happens. It's just it wasn't for a lack of trying or concentration. So, we're staying with him just because he's been working so hard and doing good things in practice, and that's all you can evaluate. So, it's hard to get down on anybody that is doing things day after day in a good fashion. So, yeah, I think he's really, he's trying to help our football team. I'm really happy about that. And then conversely, you know, some of the mistakes that were pointed out and some of the things you see that are the result of somebody maybe not being as consistent with their effort and their commitment to getting better. But those are a little bit frustrating, and those probably have to be addressed a little bit better by me, I think, you know. So, you know, we'll have to do a little better job on that front. But, you know, going back to JP, he's just been working hard, and he's really carrying himself like a winning football player, and it's, you know, it's really fun to watch that.
What about the blocks that you had from Hillier? That really, I think he blocked 2 guys on that play.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are doing a good job, and that's part of that little, you know, package, if you will. And the guy's done a good job in practice on that too, so it was good to see.
In the fourth quarter, you rode Wiseman to kind of control and shut the door.
Even the next to last series there where we didn't, we came up short on fourth or third down, it was third and whatever it was, short of the first. You know, we ate up some clock and changed field position a little bit in that possession, and then certainly the last one to finish the game that way. And that's the guys up front, the tight ends, doing a good job, and then Mark, our fullback also. But Mark, you know, really running tough out there, and that's something he's really good at.
Dave
Indiana
on-
got a few of those signature big plays, but what did you think about your defense's ability to kind of shrug those off?
Yeah, I guess it's thank you. You give me a positive spin. I can use that tomorrow a little bit because I was looking for one. But, you know, it's interesting coming in this game. They haven't given up less than, or excuse me, nobody's held them to under 200 yards rushing in a game. And, you know, I looked at that stat and I just, you know, found that kind of hard to believe, with all due respect, you know. But, you know, we witnessed it firsthand. I mean, they worked us pretty good. Those 3 runs that Coleman had were outstanding runs. And I said during the week, you know, all their backs are good, and they are. They're all good, but he's really good. And, you know, you get on the field live with a guy, and you really find out what he's like and what he's all about. I can't remember anybody doing that to us, you know, and I'm including us against ourselves in spring practice, August. We've had some good backs here, Fred Russell, Sean Green, Albert Young, and, you know, it's just, you know, it's a little scary because we're going to face more good backs, too, so we're going to have to get better up, you know, just stopping that run.
Tavon Smith seems to really be becoming a big play receiver for you. Caught one huge third down pass and he interfered with him a couple times trying to go deep. You see him really maturing.
Same comments as Jonathan Parker. You know, Tavon's been working hard, and you know, we made the decision. Ironically, I think it was this ball game in 2012. I think was the first game we played him. And it's kind of like Drew out. We just made the decision. Let's throw him in the water, get him swimming a little bit, and see if we can't expedite their progress. And I think both players have really, both those guys, Drew and Tavon, have grown into good football players since that time. And but they work hard in practice, and they do a lot of good things, you know, and they're really committed to being good football players here. So, yeah, it's fun to watch them have some success out there and make some plays and do some good things to help us.
Could you give any?
Gives you a lot of dimensions up there.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to have a guy who can make some plays out there for sure.
Give us any kind of update on Willie's. Was that a late week thing or something?
Yeah, we lost 2 guys during the week. Derek and since Tuesday, it was Wednesday and Thursday. Derek and Boomeyer didn't dress either of them. I think we're hopeful to have them both next week, but probably no more tomorrow, no more Tuesday when we talk.
Offensively speaking, did you kind of see and sense that this team grew up a lot over the last couple of weeks?
We're making progress, you know, and then the other part about today is, you know, clearly we got a lot more to make, and we better do it fast because we got to peak at Maryland. You know, in preparation for this ball game, they got a good team too. And one thing I remember from our summer is that I think they got about 23 starters back. Is that possible? They basically had their whole team back from last year, so you know, that'll be a challenge. We got to keep growing, and we just have a week to worry about it. And then, just like today was a weird day, we got a weird schedule with another bye week coming up. So. It's kind of all or nothing here for the next 7 days tomorrow.
How much did Gall benefit from being a fifth-year senior? I mean, it seems like experience really helped him.
It helps, and there's a lot to be said for experience, especially with linemen. And you know, but experience is only good if you make it a positive, and he's done that. That's what I was kind of saying earlier. He works hard every day, shows up, and you forget. It's funny when he's with everybody. You know, he just looks like another guy. When I was with him at that high school game a week ago. You know, just me and him standing there, realized, like, you know, this guy's a big guy. He's not a shrimp by any stretch. But most importantly, he prepares every day. He's got a great attitude. His teammates, you know, love the guy. So they just singled him out here after the post game. So, you know, it's fun when you see things like that. You know, and you can feel really good about what he did to help us win today.
Do you know the extent of Jordan Walsh's injury? Is it bad?
It's an ankle. I don't think anything too bad, but you know, can he play next week? We'll probably know more tomorrow, and then maybe Monday, Tuesday.
That looked like a tremendous play from Desmond King, almost reading the quarterback, kind of baited him, and then the catch he made. He's shown a lot of growth, it seems.
It was a good play. You know, I just happened to be standing right there. You can almost hear the wheels grinding up there. Like, you know, he read it out and then made a nice break. And then, yeah, he's got good hands. Ironically, they had practice. I was looking across the field and saw him catch one with his right hand. And I teased him. I said, you know, what, you know, showboating or what? He said, no, the receiver had his left hand pinned down, so he snatched it with his right hand. So, you know, Desmond's a good football player. And he's really, for a young guy, he's doing a lot of good things out there. And he's got potential to grow too, so that's exciting.
Coach, when Indiana cut it down to 7, you guys were able to get a couple of big stops. You got the interception from Bo, kind of turned the tide before the half. How important was that to really
It was
get back
important,
momentum?
you know, because they're a team that makes you really nervous. I mean, you're nervous from the start of the game till the end of the game. I'm hoping their quarterback's okay, but you know, they're just a dangerous team. It's a unique attack. It's a high tempo attack, and if you drop your guard, they do a good job of finding you. And they made us pay a couple times today. So to stop things a little bit, and then for us to turn it into a positive right before the half was really important, because I was not relaxed at any time today. Just see they don't let you.
Was it about not setting the edge as much with those plays, or was it the lack of flow from the linebackers on the Coleman big plays?
Yeah, you know, I'll have to see the film. It looked like a little bit of each to me. You know, if you let them get started, you know, he knows how to get started and then finish. You know, he does it really quickly. So I think, you know, we'll probably see some things where we didn't take blocks on as well, stepping underneath blocks at times, things like that, and just, you know, you drop your fundamentals and bad things are going to happen, and a player like that will really make you pay in a bad way, that's a danger of playing a guy that good.
How are you feeling overall, Kirk? You guys are 5-1. You're learning lessons and wins, I guess, which is better than the alternative.
Yeah, I'd feel better if we were 6-0, but that's not realistic at this point. That's yesterday's news. So we're you know, we're just gonna push ahead, and yeah, we'll enjoy this game today, tonight. Everybody can feel good about that, because, you know, bottom line is we won a Big Ten football game. We won in Connecticut. It's important. And tomorrow we'll look correct, and then, you know, we got a week to get better here. And as long as we're moving forward, that's the biggest thing. And I think for the most part we are, and we're going to have to, because it's we got 6 tough ball games left now. And, you know, you guys have seen it. You know, I had a chance to watch football last Saturday. Conference football is always interesting, and I'm chuckling right now about all the. You know, somebody had the predictions for the Final Four yesterday or 2 days ago. I'll predict it'll look different a month from now, or certainly maybe in 3 weeks from now. There's just a lot of football left, and it's about getting better and improving. If your team's doing that, you got a chance. If you don't, you're not going to be in good shape.
Was there any clarity, I guess? Did you find any clarity at quarterback, or is that more look at the film and then?
No, just, you know, again, it was a weird deal the way things went. But the only thing I walk away feeling pretty really, you know, about like I did come in here. That's one position I feel like we got 2 guys that we can win with, and that's a really good thing.
Are you still looking at both play next week?
We'll see. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But if we do, I'll feel good about it. Now that I like the way Jake and CJ work. They practice well. They're invested. You know, I'm talking about some guys earlier. They're the same way. You know, maybe at the front of the class there. And if your quarterbacks aren't, you're in trouble there. So, you know, it's really good. And the good news too, you know, we got to work Wagers last week during the bye week when Jake was still resting. So, you know, we've had a positive there with him sitting out a little bit. It gave the other guy a chance to really run our offense. I think he got better as well.
Was Damon Powell the primary receiver on that route that he scored?
Yeah, on that one. Yeah.
All right,
Okay, thank you.
Remember, some of your interview